darkness. The forgotten think the world is real while the watchers watching. Ay, no man is safe. You would've watched. Dark entity, they probably we got you. Watch what you say. They tryna stop you. In the darkness, they lay. I ain't applaud on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. Here it goes, deep embedded in the mind. In the darkness it lies, right between our eyes it hides. No surprise that third eye divine. Look deep, open wide. Darkness hides, no light, no fight. Spark your mind, give it light. Boxing thoughts and shadows at night. Watches and soldiers the battle. Brains all rattle, membranes tangled. Dark entities erased. Memories and bad parasites through your eyes with lies. The watchers target your mind. Look to the divine. Fight them off, no worries. Slip once they got you, it's all the watchers. The watchers. Who are the watchers? Dark entities, they probably be got you. Watch what you say, they tryna stop you. In the darkness, they lay. I ain't applaud on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. We living in a world of darkness, existence encased in blackness. The light come from thoughts that spark your conscience. Some think it's nonsense, but they lost in darkness. The forgotten think the world is real while the watchers watching. Ay, no man is safe, minds they take. Non-elevate full of hate, closed behind dark gates. Dormant while the watchers wait. The watchers. Who are they? Dark entities, they probably be got you. Watch what you say. In the darkness, they lay. I ain't applaud on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. Your brain's in darkness, cut off from your heart, no light inside. Your physical's blind, thoughts confined. The watchers lurk outside and in what you watching. Your eyes are the window reflecting light, like a mirror refracting the night. Inception, soul connection, darkness rejection, dreams divine intervention. Chasing demons out your perception. Darkness, evil devil, whatever you overcome with a better you. Don't let them in the head of you. Keep the light and fight the watchers. The watchers, they watching. Stay woke, keep it light.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Good day to everybody. Just wanted to make a quick video, not going to be long. Let me know if you can hear me real quick. Let me check out this. Maybe I can see my own little thing moving up and down. Yeah, it looks like y'all can hear me, judging by the microphone. All right, thanks, bottom of the night. So before I start, though, since there's already a few people in here, I'm gonna, drop the real. All right, I'm gonna drop this right here real quick before more people come in. Y'all listen.
I mean, you're talking about release the list, right? The Epstein list, release the files, and so on. Why? Why? You already know a huge number of people who were associated with Epstein. Clinton, Dershowitz, Chomsky, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. So what? What have you done about it? Nothing. What have you done? So why would any more names make a difference if you got more names? What's the difference? It's just more people that you won't do anything about, more crimes that you won't do anything about. You just keep asking for the files, actually, as a way to justify or to rationalize you not doing anything. If only we had the files, we'd take action. Too bad they won't release the files, otherwise we would go completely ballistic. No one believes you. You're not fooling anyone. It's like those old cartoons, right, where they draw a line on the floor and tell their enemy, if you cross this line, you'll be sorry. And it keeps getting crossed. He just steps right over it, and then you just keep drawing a new line. This is you. This is the American people right now. I mean, look at all of the hideous things that have come out in the last several months or the last couple of years about the elite. During the Diddy trial, for example, all the testimonies, all the trafficked women, and then what? All the testimonies around Epstein, and then what? Now you have this Sasha, what's his name? Sasha Ryan, talking about all the terrible things that's supposed to have happened to him. Nothing happened. ICE raids, nothing happened. ICE murders, nothing happens. You've got lynchings, nothing happens. ICE murdering people literally in the street. Nothing happens. Why on earth would they be afraid to release the Epstein files when you have given them every possible assurance that you will reliably not do anything whatsoever? You've shown that, you've proven that time and time again, except maybe you'll go on the internet and send a vague SOS to the rest of the world about all the bad things that are happening over there. You've got tens of thousands of kids being abducted in your country and trafficked every year in your country. Tens of thousands of kids, one of the highest rates in the world. Meanwhile, supposedly you've got cameras everywhere. Supposedly your phones are watching and listening to everything, listening to you. They know what you're looking at. They know what they know where you are. They know what you're thinking and so on, just to send you ads and whatnot. But meanwhile, children keep disappearing without a trace. What are you doing about it? You've got all these guns. You've got all this bravado. I'm telling you, they're going to end up, ICE is going to have to end up having some of their officers take off their masks and start posing as their own opposition groups just to make it look like you people are actually responding to anything. Wallahi, you're comatose. You're absolutely comatose. This is what I mean. No moral grounding, no real moral framework, no real moral structure. You don't know what morality is supposed to look like in practice, because in practice, doing nothing against oppression and against injustice, doing nothing is approval. When you talk about practical morality, I mean, you're talking about.
Now, ain't that the damn truth? Ain't that the damn truth? Now, this was posted a while ago before all this ICE stuff even happened. So, I mean, some of us been know that, but I've been fucking known that. The other people that claim they know that got it in the back of their mind that the truthers are gonna save us and all this other crazy shit. It ain't happening, man. Gotta snap out of this spell, man. It's Over. And the voice that I just played, he ain't American. All right, so he coming from a perspective on the other side of the world. All right, he's coming from a perspective. He's dead right, and that's exactly what's happening. If you look at everything, and obviously after the last shooting, you look at that, that's exactly what they did. They like, yo, these people won't do. They have rocked the Americans. I mean, they've been trying to take this ship down a long fucking time ago. Okay, if you sit there and think about it, we and Wise even talked about this. Me and him, we talked about this. 2020. We talked about they can literally end the game right now, like tip the king over, boom, it's over, right? That's how there's not no new world order like they have sold the conspiracy theorist truth bullshit community. It ain't that, because they could have tipped the king over back then and ended this shit and never reopened with all the surveillance, and everybody would have accepted it. Everybody would have accepted it, hands down. Nobody would have did nothing. Okay? Why they didn't do it? Because it ain't a new world order like y'all been told. It ain't. They already know. They got the United States on lock. I gotta stop keep disrespecting Americans. U.S. citizens. They know they got the United States on lock, and the U.S. citizens ain't gonna pop a fart. They ain't gonna bust a cap gun. It's obviously as a cop. I'm talking about as a whole. There's some real people out there that will, they don't piss them off to levels, that are pretty ridiculous. But even then, they understand nobody's doing shit. They already done, and it's like they testing us with all this shit, and still nobody doing nothing. And they're at the point where they don't care. They gotta just start doing shit themselves, and they don't care if it's obvious. They literally, like he said, are murking people in the streets. But when you look on social medias, everybody's fighting with each other. Like, wait a minute, they murking people on the streets, but everybody's fighting each other, and it's all mind control. We all know that, right? But these are tests to know what they can get away with, because they like, man, we done rocked the U.S. citizens so far asleep that they won't do absolutely nothing. All right. We already did this right here. I just happened we already did this. Okay. They did nothing. We made them do this. They did nothing. Okay. We made them, you know, do this. They did nothing. Okay. You know, I mean, and this is why, like I said, I just came to do a quick video about, this right here. I just came to do a video about this right here. Like while everybody was rocked to sleep, all right. I checked. I went and I made sure I went on all the truth or conspiracy platforms. Nobody's talked about the TikTok takeover that just happened. That I told y'all was gonna happen. That I told y'all exactly who was gonna take over. Like I literally go back my views. I told y'all who was gonna take over this. All right. I told y'all. And now, right? And now, all right, this company, not company, because it's not a company, these are investors, these are the controllers and shapers and molders of the world, okay? And this is a prime example where people can actually look this stuff up and understand what's going on and what's happened globally in the world, okay? It's going to be a new global economic system, all right? It's not a new world order and the world's, finished and it's over and, everybody's, apocalypse. No, it ain't that. Because USDS Joint Venture LLC is who is the executive, um, who is the new owners of TikTok. All right. They're the new owners of TikTok. Okay. And this deal literally just went into effect, and I still got I got an old TikTok channel, right? And I look at all the videos, all of a sudden says, hold on, what does this say? All of a sudden, all the videos say, hold on, what the hell did they say on here? Go back, go back, go back, go back. All the videos say ineligible for recommendation. I'm like, wait, what? And it's even some stupid shit like a car show video, ineligible for a recommendation. Okay. Now their reasoning, all right, is algorithm security, data protection, software assurance, trust and safety. Like they literally, basically, in a nutshell, for motherfuckers who don't understand, and you'll see people start to talk about this after today, all right, because nobody's talking about the shit at all. They took over one of the biggest social media platforms, even though people don't think it's big because, people are glued to YouTube and their favorite truther, conspiracy theorists, bullshit, psychological operations, CIA, uh, mental retardation fucking program. All right. People don't know about this. They're stuck on, just one fucking thing. All right. And we all know this because we've all tried to have other platforms, and to get anybody to come over was simply fucking impossible. Okay, that's how you know this shit long ago. I knew this shit long ago, man. I knew this long ago. And people that are on whatever, like, you can't get them to come over to any. You can't get, it's fucking mind control, man. All right. So, anyways, so the United States has taken over TikTok, and ironically, the exact same shit. Dude, I mean, this shit is wild, man. How the fuck people can't understand this shit is beyond me. Motherfuckers, it's over, man. O-V the fuck E-R. Over. I ain't been on this shit because I know it's over. I'm coming back screaming on the outside like, yo, wake up. It's fucking over, man. We've been saying this a lot of shit for a long time, but when it's already, we're still working in fucking Kmart. Kmart officially was extinct not too long ago. All right, bitch ain't seen Kmart in fucking years. All right, that's what the United States has been. It's a Kmart that is done. You already have Amazon. You already have Walmart. You already have fucking Alibaba. You already have Temu already just killing it. And we in fucking Walmart still trying to hold on, saying we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. Man, stop that stupid shit. Stop thinking that dumb shit. It's beyond over. Like this right here, you could just look at this and tell it's a wrap, man. It's done. It's finished. Finito. Goodbye. Sayonara. All right. Adios, amigos. All right. And people don't like when I say that. Like, what the fuck y'all looking at? That let me know that the future's bright here in the United States. That's what I do these days when people tell me, "Oh, you're just a fear monger." I tell them, "Listen, man, tell me what the future gonna be like then." Well, then they say, "Well, if we find the right political man, shut the fuck up." And then the truthers be like, "Well, if we all wake the fuck up, that's what we're trying to do." Man, we've been trying to do this shit for how long, and we're less woken up. We're we're deeper in a motherfucking sleep than ever before. Okay? I mean, it just is what it is. People don't want to face the truth. I never understood that. Face the fucking truth, man. I learned facing the truth a long fucking time ago. When shit happened, fuck it. I ain't nothing I could do. I gotta go through it, roll with the fucking punches. That's why I ain't never been attached to shit. Okay? I ain't never been attached to nothing, man. Nothing. My whole life never been attached to shit. You know? I'm attached to my family and kids and all that other shit, but I know I can't hold that fucking that line. I'm not in control of nobody. I done been let shit go, you know? Y'all already know. I done walked away from an entire fucking relationship because I got morals and principles. People don't have those. People don't have morals and principles, and they'll violate their moral and principles for their fucking feelings and emotions. Fuck that, man. And you always find out at the end that that was a wrong mistake because you were in an emotional fucking rat wheel for a long time if you keep holding on to some bullshit. And people don't understand that. Fuck that, man. If the shit go, you'll be better off. You'll stress sometimes, but that shit fades, man. And that's when people need to understand death. When you die, shit, you ain't gonna know. That's it. It's over. Face it. We all gonna hit that fucking road. They don't teach us about that shit. They don't teach us about love, death, and life. They don't teach us about none of that shit. You know? And then it just is what it is, man. Learn to let shit go. Let this bitch go. People holding this shit. This is a abusive relationship. People are holding on to a fucking rapist, abuser, a murderer. That's what we holding on to. I mean, that's literally what the fuck we holding on to. That's what we're holding on to. Is a fucking we in the worst domestic relationship ever. Okay? And that's what people don't know good, Kimmy. Space Monkey. You know? People don't understand. And whoever else is up on here, whoever else come watch this later, people understand. And I'm gonna play this again because more people came in. Because motherfuckers need to hear this shit. Y'all need to hear this because, you know, this is across the world. They know this. They know that the world knows what we don't know.
I mean, you're talking about release the list, right? The Epstein list, release the files and so on. Why? Why? You already know a huge number of people who were associated with Epstein. Clinton, Dershowitz, Chomsky, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. So what? What have you done about it? Nothing. What have you done? So why would any more names make a difference if you got more names? What's the difference? It's just more people that you won't do anything about, more crimes that you won't do anything about. You know, you just keep asking for the files, actually, as a way to justify or to rationalize you not doing anything. You know, like, if only we had the files, we'd take action. Too bad they won't release the files, otherwise we would go completely ballistic. No one believes you. You're not fooling anyone. It's like those old cartoons, right, where they draw a line on the floor and tell their enemy, if you cross this line, you'll be sorry. And it keeps getting crossed. He just steps right over it, and then you just keep drawing a new line. This is you. This is the American people right now. I mean, look at all of the hideous things that have come out in the last several months or the last couple of years about the elite. During the Diddy trial, for example, all the testimonies, all the trafficked women, and then what? All the testimonies around Epstein, and then what? Now you have this Sasha, what's his name? Sasha Ryan, talking about all the terrible things that's supposed to have happened to him. Nothing happened. ICE raids, nothing happened. ICE murders, nothing happens. You've got lynchings, nothing happens. ICE murdering people literally in the street, nothing happens. Why on earth would they be afraid to release the Epstein files when you have given them every possible assurance that you will reliably not do anything whatsoever? You've shown that, you've proven that time and time again, except maybe you'll go on the internet and send a vague SOS to the rest of the world about all the bad things that are happening over there. You've got tens of thousands of kids being abducted in your country and trafficked every year in your country. Tens of thousands of kids, one of the highest rates in the world. Meanwhile, supposedly you've got cameras everywhere. Supposedly your phones are watching and listening to everything, listening to you. They know what you're looking at. They know what they know where you are. They know what you're thinking and so on, just to send you ads and whatnot. But meanwhile, children keep disappearing without a trace. What are you doing about it? You've got all these guns. You've got all this bravado. I'm telling you, they're going to end up, ICE is going to have to end up having some of their officers take off their masks and start posing as their own opposition groups just to make it look like you people are actually responding to anything. Wallahi, you're comatose. You're absolutely comatose. This is what I mean. No moral grounding, no real moral framework, no real moral structure. You don't know what morality is supposed to look like in practice, because in practice, doing nothing against oppression and against injustice, doing nothing is approval. When you talk about practical morality.
Let me know if y'all could hear me. I had there was some static. There was some static coming in. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. And did y'all hear that recording that I put up? Yeah, turn that way. And go down that way. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that speaks for itself. And this is what people don't understand. You have to tune in on the other side of the world. Okay, there's people I follow in Turkey. People I follow in where the hell is that? Ethiopia. There's another guy in what's by Turkey? I forgot what's by Turkey. But when you get a world perspective, man, they looking at us like it's pathetic. It's pathetic. You know, they don't understand, and that's what U.S. citizens don't understand. Perspective, humans, they don't understand. They have been created. Most U.S. citizens have been created. Okay, we've all been indoctrinated. We do every single. There's nobody that can say we have. I've never been indoctrinated. Everybody's been indoctrinated. Everybody's been hit with some kind of mind control. Okay, but when you wake up, you gotta overcome all of these barriers. And one barrier that a lot of people forget about is thinking like a motherfucking U.S. citizen. Okay, thinking like a fucking U.S. citizen. You know, and I'll say American, so y'all know, American-minded. Okay, and I'm using the term American as in just so y'all know what I'm talking about, because I hate degrading Americans as myself when 95% of motherfuckers here ain't American. Okay, and that's not just what it is. That's the hardcore truth being American. No document you own, okay, that identifies you tells you you're American. You know, so it is what it is. U.S. citizens. We're in America, so we call ourselves American. No, the fuck, that's not how. That's the singing Susie bullshit that gets us here. Not understanding history, not understanding who the fuck you are. It's like me saying, "Oh, I'm gay. I like women, but I like men." That's the same fucking thing. You know? Maybe that was a bad analogy, but y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, literally, you just happenstance. Oh, I'm gonna call We're gonna call ourselves Americans because of America. Well, from the tip of fucking South America all the way up to the tip of Alaska, damn near in Russia, is fucking America. Okay? Whether it's north or south, it's America. You know? We ain't identified by that, according to them. Well, I was born in America, so I'm gonna consider for my. They don't consider you American. That's the problem. If you're saying that, where's that reflecting? Where's that reflecting in your life? So that means they claimed you. You ain't claiming your fucking self. They told you what you are. So, anyways, what I'm saying is people look at the rest of the world like they think like Americans. They don't think like Americans, man. They don't have the mentality that we do. It's a different fucking understanding, a totally different outlook on life, what it is. You know, I wonder if I still got this other video here. Just like I showed y'all the video about, no, I played that video about the lady from Denmark, what she said. That's a whole different perspective. And then the comments when they're all, read the comments on that video, and it'll your jaw. I mean, it's just this. U.S. citizens are disgusting creatures, man. It's like bugs. It's like at this point they're like creature bugs around. It's just unbelievable, man. When you look at the level of just damn, when you really wake the fuck up, you don't even want to like, come on, like already, like there's no morals, no principles, no compassion, no nothing, no drive for anything but whatever they're programmed to do. I mean, it's simply mind blowing. You know, it's sad. Oh, you can't hear me clear? I don't know, man. My this shit's been messed up. It's still lagging. It's still lagging. Of course, it's lagging because I'm pushing too much energy. So it is what it is. That's just how it goes, man. Oh, you can only hear me partly. You hear what's good? Black Ops Secrets, OG and the Hizzy. OG and the Hizzy. Am I still breaking up? That's usually what happens, man. I don't know. It is what it is, man. And I hope. Let me see if I can. Sounds better now? Okay. I don't know, man. It's doing that the other day, man. It was doing it the other day. Oh, it's static? Yeah, I heard the static when I was playing that video. Oh, yeah, that's the static I heard, but then it went away, but I guess y'all still hearing it. Crazy. I don't said a lot, so I don't even know what the fuck I said, but basically is, the rest of the world, like the perspective of other cultures is not what we think. Like people be trying to put their mind into, what other people think, and that's what people don't understand, governments and how they deal with other nations and people, right? When you look at how things are structured in with other nations that are outside the United States, because I've been looking in a lot into the BRICS, okay? They're not, the rhetoric is not the same as it is when it involves the US, man. It's crazy, man. It's like a whole nother reality you start to begin to understand, like, damn, this is pretty fucking crazy, man. Because the things aren't done. When you start moving outside the US system, which is the laws, which is the way it does business, which is the American rhetoric, okay? That shit breaks down because they structure things differently, you know? And if you look at how the United States did business with some nations and stuff like that through corporations, you can see that's how they formulated it. But the rhetoric that they show us is something different. It's like a whole nother language. You know how you got English, then you got the legalese law English. Well, you got a whole nother language that is a perspective where they understand that they have to deal with other nations, but in their perspective. When you start looking at how things are written and said, it's like, what? Wait a minute. This doesn't make much sense. So, I've been looking into a lot of stuff like that because I already know this shit is over. We got to start figuring out other things. There's not going to be a revolution. The only fucking revolution you're going to see is exactly like we already know. They're going to stage it because America are dead. There's nothing they could do anything, and no one's gonna be upset. People will be upset for like a few hours. Then they got to go back to their fat ass fucking food, GMO food. Okay. Then they got to go back to their television to get the news and shit. Then they got to go back to their truth or conspiracy. Then they got to go back to their video games, their sport, whatever the fuck entertainment that they got to go back to their outlet. All right, ain't nobody about to hardcore bomb write it out. Ain't nobody gonna do what liberals do. Them motherfuckers be out there protest. You got to give them credit where credit's due. They are programmed, psychotic, and crazy, but they don't give a fuck. They out there -60, okay? -60, like, yeah, fuck that. We're mad. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, they're under hypnosis, but they still out there. But yet the rest of oh my God, it's just fucking just hunky dory. And then you got the guns are like, yeah, we're gonna hold our guns, and when that time comes, we're gonna use them. Yeah, they know y'all not gonna fire off. God, y'all not even gonna fucking take it off safety. You're gonna keep it in your gun cabinet. And if they tell you you can't bring the bitch out, you ain't bringing the motherfucker out, hands down. They don't care. They know this already, man. Y'all gotta lose that violent fucking mentality. All right. Because if you look at most of the truth or conspiracy world shit, it's all fucking bullshit ass uh um fuck, I lost my train of thought. It's all bullshit. I forget. I glanced at the chat and I read the chat and I lost my total train of thought, you know. But anyways, when nobody is gonna do nothing, all right? Don't matter. I don't care how many bullets, how many guns. They don't care about none of that. They know you're not gonna do anything, and when all they gotta do is say you can't bring the bitch out, you ain't bringing it out, because most motherfuckers ain't ready to face none of them consequences. Especially if especially if the motherfuckers know that. Listen, we gonna fire if we see y'all with a. We can't take that chance because they done created some psychological operation where now we're like under military rule, right? And people in other countries are already calling this stuff out. Like y'all literally are almost under military rule. Like other countries are saying, like, we saw this before, shit hit the fan. We saw this before our collapse. We've seen these kind of actions before. And I told y'all, Trump's best buddy is Buchel, whatever his name is, Buchel from El Salvador. They've already showed you the blueprint. And I already told you, after they're done practicing with immigrants, they're going after U.S. citizens, and they're going to round up, you know, guys like us along with it, you know, all the political mouthpieces along with it, you know. My mind was blown the other day when I realized I had actually heard. Yeah, yeah, I was posting videos years ago about that. Years ago about that. That story wasn't told right. And when you look at how it was set up and how it was set up, he set his people up to be safe because the United States was coming to get busy. All right, because he straight talked about the Zionist. That was about. The same shit that's going on now. That's what it's about. All right, that's exactly what it was about. And here we are, almost. Look at the timeline. And they done genocided the shit out of Gaza. But they want you arguing politically over the left and right and liberals and all this stuff and Israel and all this other crazy. But they literally genocided Gaza, you know? And that's on the back of America. They put the powers that be put that on Americans' back. It's our fault. The world know it's our fault. Okay. It's our fault. And that's where the mass surveillance comes in. Okay. The mass surveillance comes in due to the fact that the United States is done And not U.S. citizens are crazy, deranged, mentally ill. They're about killers. Okay, they'll kill each other. They don't care. And that's the same thing about it. The same thing, the rhetoric, right? Through all the mind control, you could see that. Hey, look, any government, anybody, it doesn't have to even be a government, is in the street and there's an altercation and somebody gets shot, that's fucked up. That's common sense. It's fucked up. Now, when you start putting badges and uniforms and situations and all that, then it goes into, okay, self-defense. Defense or violence, which one was it? All right, initiating contact or non-initiating contact, aggressive, non-aggressive. People can't think like this no more. It's either left or right. People aren't even watching. Like, he shouldn't have brought a gun. He's threatening ICE. Oh man, fuck, he got what he deserved. Never even watched the video. What the fuck kind of world we come into? Okay, it don't matter what it is, fake, real. Look at the situation. All right, that's some shit we saw from Gray State. Remember the Gray State trailer? That's some shit we saw from Gray State. Boom, fucking protest and bam, shot the motherfucker right in the street. Like, yo, what the fuck? And they can say, yeah, hey man, we felt threatened. Boom, sweep it under the rug. Nothing gonna happen. All right? Nothing gonna happen, man. So when this immigration turns into crime and safety, which 100% is gonna be enacted. All right, I don't know if it'll be, they'll let it go one more summer, but it's gonna go down in the summer months. All right, because they want heavy civil unrest here. And when they start going after U.S. citizens and popping U.S. citizens, because they're going to pop U.S. citizens. And ain't going to be no playing, because they're going to be dealing with gangs. And already them motherfuckers like, yo, we ready. We ready for y'all to come, gangs in Chicago and shit and all that other stuff. You ain't going to see it on the news. This shit not going to be on the news. All right. It ain't gonna be on there. It's gonna be on like TikTok, shit like that. That it ain't gonna be posted. It ain't gonna be shared. It's gonna be censored. Graphic content, political content goes against the orders, the emergency orders that has been issued. When they issue when they issue an executive administrative order for an emergency for safety in this country, you better believe it's gonna entail social media. They're gonna shut it down, censor it. They're going there. Okay, y'all read the fine print. Read the fine print of TikTok and just know where they're going. See, they got TikTok. Boom. And now look at already, they just got TikTok January 20 something, like literally days ago, a week ago. They just got TikTok. That now the United States has all the platforms. So you better believe. All right, I'm going to read you right here. All right. USDS Joint Venture LLC. All right, this is what this video is about. Because we were more free, ironically, under China than now the US. Because now we're all censored now, right? Because, all right, okay. TikTok, USDS. I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to take a break. Give me like a few minutes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this again. In case anybody missed it, it might be staticky, but just let it ride. All right, we're going to play this again. All right.
I mean, you're talking about release the list, right? The Epstein list, release the files and so on. Why? Why? You already know a huge number of people who were associated with Epstein. Clinton, Dershowitz, Chomsky, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. So what? What have you done about it? Nothing. What have you done? So why would any more names make a difference if you got more names? What's the difference? It's just more people that you won't do anything about, more crimes that you won't do anything about. You just keep asking for the files, actually, as a way to justify or to rationalize you not doing anything. Like, if only we had the files, we'd take action. Too bad they won't release the files, otherwise we would go completely ballistic. No one believes you. You're not fooling anyone. It's like those old cartoons, right, where they draw a line on the floor and tell their enemy, if you cross this line, you'll be sorry. And it keeps getting crossed. He just steps right over it, and then you just keep drawing a new line. This is you. This is the American people right now. I mean, look at all of the hideous things that have come out in the last several months or the last couple of years about the elite. During the Diddy trial, for example, all the testimonies, all the trafficked women, and then what? All the testimonies around Epstein, and then what? Now you have this Sasha, what's his name? Sasha Ryan, talking about all the terrible things that's supposed to have happened to him. Nothing happened. ICE raids, nothing happened. ICE murders, nothing happens. You've got lynchings, nothing happens. ICE murdering people literally in the street, nothing happens. Why on earth would they be afraid to release the Epstein files when you have given them every possible assurance that you will reliably not do anything whatsoever? You've shown that, you've proven that time and time again, except maybe you'll go on the internet and send a vague SOS to the rest of the world about all the bad things that are happening over there. You've got tens of thousands of kids being abducted in your country and trafficked every year in your country. Tens of thousands of kids, one of the highest rates in the world. Meanwhile, supposedly you've got cameras everywhere. Supposedly your phones are watching and listening to everything, listening to you. They know what you're looking at. They know what they know where you are. They know what you're thinking and so on, just to send you ads and whatnot. But meanwhile, children keep disappearing without a trace. What are you doing about it? You've got all these guns. You've got all this bravado. I'm telling you, they're going to end up, ICE is going to have to end up having some of their officers take off their masks and start posing as their own opposition groups just to make it look like you people are actually responding to anything. Wallahi, you're comatose. You're absolutely comatose. This is what I mean. No moral grounding, no real moral framework, no real moral structure. You don't know what morality is supposed to look like in practice, because in practice, doing nothing against oppression and against injustice, doing nothing is approval. When you talk about practical morality.
All right, y'all. Sorry about the delay. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the delay. The delay. Let me know if y'all can hear me. If I'm no, I'm not muted. My bad. I had to take an intermission. So yeah. So TikTok, right, is owned by USDS Joint Venture LLC, right? Okay. Now, this is what they said. All right. I can't even believe they gave all this information. It's like they don't even hide it. Like, this is what's crazy about it. They don't even hide this crap, right? It said, with the executive order signed by President Trump on September 25th, 2025, now enabling more than 200 million Americans and 7.5 million businesses to continue to discover, create, and thrive as part of TikTok's vibrant global community and experience. Well, in case you don't know, there's another TikTok called Douyin that is the Chinese version of TikTok, okay? And it is way more complex, I mean, more good, better than this TikTok. They wanted this TikTok because commerce, control, surveillance, all the joint venture capitalists to uh um make gazillions of dollars, right? I mean, it just is what it is. So now it says the majority American owned joint venture will operate under defined safeguards that protect national security. So right there, they're telling you, look, we're putting you under a surveillance program. Okay. So now, okay, it says right here under, protect national security through comprehensive data protections, algorithmic security, content moderation, and software assurance for U.S. users. The minute they did that, it went into immediate censorship mode. I mean, it's crazy. People were saying, I was reading stuff that he was saying that you couldn't even put Epstein in there. Like, you couldn't even put the word Epstein in there. I don't know how true that is, but definitely, I was like, when I saw this, I went to my TikTok that I don't use, and it are all massive, massive videos. Basically said that it won't even make it to the algorithm. They're basically blatantly said this is not uh whatever I read to y'all earlier. Let me do it real quick again. All right. It says right here on the video. It's like if you post a YouTube video right on the shit, it'll tell you, okay, ineligible for recommendation. Basically, they're not going to recommend the shit to nobody. It's ineligible. Your video didn't pass. All right. This is what like the minute they took it over, they did this. Like like how can people not understand the biggest surveillance state in the world is the United States. They sold you and told you it's China, but when you look up China's, it's actually not. They already have the full infrastructure. Okay. One, there's no crime there. All right. I mean, there's always going to be a little bit of like some kind of like something, but there's no crime, no guns, no drugs. Okay. So they don't got to worry about none of that shit. The people are different. Okay. You don't have thieves and shit like that. They don't steal. They don't do none of that shit like that. Okay, it's not what you've been told. All right. So their surveillance is basically in public spaces. They're not surveilling anybody's house. They're not doing all that other crazy shit. Okay. Most people aren't committing fucking crimes. All right. Their shit is monitored. Social medias are monitored and shit like that. You know, I mean, I could go deeper into why they're cut off from the world and how China is preserving, all right, their history and their culture, but it looks like they're being suppressed. But if you actually, when you start to break it down and you start to read and you start to really understand what's happening, you're like, wait a minute. And you know the history of what's been done to China by these same people, okay? One of the biggest drug dealers of all time happened to be a president of the United States. I Ben did a video about that, okay? So that's a whole nother story. But anyways, all right. Ironically, when China had it, it was more free, though it was censored. Now it's like gone. All right. And they're telling you, look, we're on it. It's a surveillance app now. Now, TikTok USDA joint ventures mandate is to secure U.S. user data, apps, and algorithm through comprehensive data privacy and cybersecurity measures. It will safeguard U.S. content ecosystem through robust trust and safety policies and content moderation while ensuring continuous accountability through transparency reporting and third-party certifications. Bitch, they just told you, bitch, we strong arm this shit. All right. We strong arm this shit. Now we about to moderate and get y'all the fuck up out of here. Yo, we about to get y'all in line with our bullshit. So we could control the narrative, so we could censor the shit. Now we got all the platforms. It's go time. Fuck out of here. That's what they just told you. All right. And you know how they always say safety, safety, because they already sold US citizens that are completely fucking brain dead and gone, right? That it was because China was eavesdropping and, all this other stuff. What? Come on, man. Fuck out of here. And then it has, okay, data protection in bold. U.S. user data will be protected by U.S. joint ventures in Oracle. I can't believe they're even saying this shit. In Oracle's secure U.S. cloud environment. The joint venture will operate a comprehensive data privacy and cybersecurity program that is audited and certified by third-party cybersecurity experts. The program will adhere to major industry standards, including the National Institute of Standards of Technology, all right, as well as the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, CISA, security requirements for restricted transactions. Oh, shit. That shit is, you want to go, you could just, that right there will take you down all the rabbit holes you need to see that, whoa, this is, damn, that's why they got it. Next they go, basically all this stuff that they told you isn't even what TikTok's about. TikTok's about social media presence, right? And also about selling goods and services that people could actually sell, make money, make income, whatever by selling products. There's advertising, there's product placement advertising where you can make money off of, all kind of stuff. It's an e-commerce marketplace. All right? That's what it is. But why are they doing all this? Because man, come on, man. This is crazy. Software, okay, algorithm security. The joint venture will retain, test, and update the content recommendation algorithm on US user data. Basically just told you we're about to, whatever we don't like will be censored. The content recommendation algorithm will be secure in Oracle's US cloud environment. Then you got software assurance in bold. The joint venture will secure U.S. apps through software assurance protocols and renew and validate source code on an ongoing basis, assisted by its trusted security partner, Oracle. Trust and safety in bold. The joint venture will safeguard the U.S. content ecosystem and have decision-making authority for trust and safety policies and content moderation. Like, what? Come on, man. I never really liked TikTok anyway, but I'm just saying. Like, what? Interoperability enables the joint venture to provide U.S. users with a global TikTok experience, ensuring U.S. creators can be discovered and businesses can operate on a global scale. TikTok global U.S. entities will manage global product interoperability and certain commercial activities, including what I just tell you, e-commerce, advertisement, and marketing. This is why they took the shit. Because they about to stop a lot of y'all motherfuckers from making money on TikTok. That's the other part they ain't telling you about. They about to shut that shit down so now they can get paid. And so their billionaires can steal what you're doing, and then now they do it through introducing new apps, new software, new algorithms, and they could put their kids, nephews, uncles, nieces in there, and now they push their algorithm to have 100 million fucking followers and be Mr. Beastie style and making money. Come on, man. Y'all can't see what the fuck going on here? All right. The joint venture is built on the foundation of the TikTok US Data Security Organization, USDS, will operate as an independent entity governed by the following 7 major American board of directors. They say American, but these motherfuckers ain't American. All right. Okay. So you got Xiao Chu, director. Xiao Chu is a chief executive officer of TikTok, where he leads the company's global business strategy. Timothy Dattles, director. Timothy Dattles is a senior advisor to TPG Global, where he previously served as a partner chairman of TPG Asia and a member of the firm's executive committee. And this also goes to show you why truthers should start looking at the global economy. Stop this fucking conspiracy bullshit, New World Order trash, okay? CIA mind control bullshit garbage, right? And understand what the fuck is going on. They about to wreck the system, and there's a new system coming online. We got to figure it out, try to make it through. It's gonna be fucked up, all right? And that's the purpose of me making this video, because it actually ties into what the hell I've been saying, all right? Mark Dooley, director Mark Dooley, is a managing director of Susquehanna International Group. Oh, that's one of the big conglomerates that owns and controls a lot of shit. Okay, the Susquehanna International Group, which he joined in 1987, is one of the firm's original employees. He serves on the firm's management committee overseeing its global trading operation. The Susquehanna International Group, if y'all don't know, is one of the OCFGCs, right? You know, the oligarchs that control, the Black Rocks, all that, the State Street, all those big this is one of those companies. All right. They work on the global scale. All right. They're a part of the global economy, right? That they're trying to work in with the global economy with the countries. That's another thing. It's separated. That's why it's not a new world order. That shit, y'all gotta lose that mentality. It's like, oh, it's still a new world order. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. That don't even make any sense. The nations, okay, have to form with commerce. I don't know how. That's not hard to understand. It's been done before. Okay, the nations have to form with the commerce, but that what these investors are formulating is the ability to operate in the countries of the new global commerce. That's why they already been setting it up. Okay, the companies around the world have already been setting it up, and in U.S. based companies and all these billionaires. Oh shit, we gotta get in line. We gotta figure this out. Okay, because that's also how the dollar worked in its global economy. All right. It's not the same players like people think it is. It's not the same thing, man. Okay. Then you got Egon Durbin, director. Egon Durbin is a CEO. He's a co-CEO of Silver Lake, which he joined in '99 as a funding principal. He served on multiple boards across Silver Lake's portfolio, including Dell Technologies, Qualtrics, TKO Group, Unity, and Waymo. Then you got Raul Fernandez, independent director and chair of the security committee. These are all people that's TikTok. All right. Raul Fernandez is the president and chief executive officer of DXC Technology and a member of its board of directors. He brings more than 3 decades of experience at the intersection of technology, risk, and national security. Kenneth Gluck, director. Kenneth Gluck is executive vice president of the Office of the Chief Executive Officer at Oracle, where he advises the CEO on global strategy, business, MA, technology, policy, and regulatory matters, and leads global corporate affairs and global corporate communications. Then you got David Scott, director and security committee. David Scott is chief strategy and safety officer at MGX, where he worked closely with the fund's leadership. Hold on. Leadership to set MXG strategy direction, including overseeing the governance and security and safety risk associated with emerging AI technologies. The joint venture will be led by Adam Presser, who was appointed today as CEO by the board of one of its first actions. He will be joined by Will Ferrell as Chief Security Officer. Then you got Adam Presser, Chief Executive Officer. Adam Presser serves as CEO of TikTok's USDS joint venture under his leadership. The joint venture will secure US data, user data, apps, and the algorithm while driving business growth for TikTok, CapCut, and additional apps and website in the US. Previously, Adam held roles at TikTok, USDS, TikTok, and Warner Media. Now, the chief security officer is Will Ferrell, and he had roles at TikTok, USDS, TikTok, and Boost. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. So, anyways, this is what's going on with TikTok. They got it. And that's why you see him running amok with a lot of different stuff. Hold on 1 second. This phone is burning up. All right, let me know if y'all can hear me. I just switched devices. The other device is the other device is hot. Let me know if y'all could hear me real quick. Ah, let me know. All right, yeah, let's go. Audio is good. All right. John Wayne was good. Thanks, Kimmy, Linda, Lil. Thank you. So yeah. So yeah, TikTok is I couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, they just told everybody what they're about to do. And now everybody's being censored. That's pretty crazy. That's the last platform. They got it. You know, they got it. So yeah. And again, it's we gotta stop thinking about, it just is what it is. You gotta, okay, whatever's left, enjoy. But you gotta look at what is right in front of your face. Okay. They're moving into the global economy. All right. That's what they're doing. It is what it is. You're not gonna stop it. It ain't no changing that. All right. It just is what it is, man. People need to accept it and just like, okay, let's look for the positives in it. You know, look for the positives in the new system. You know, that's all you got to do. Accept that this relationship that we got with the United States is over. All right, what's next? Like, okay, why ain't they coming out and telling the people that they already that Congress sent to Rick Rubio and said the BRICS is the greatest threat to the United States. Okay. That's not on, that should be like a comet hurling towards Earth. And that's the reason why they're not telling the American people about the BRICS. Because, whoa, you're not about to tell that everything's gonna be gone. Okay. You're not gonna tell the American people like you don't own anything, time to pay up. All right. We're coming to secure, hey, look, that house you got is worth nothing. The land, well, that's another story. Now, where does all that play in? I don't know. You look at what's going on in Gaza, you better start saying, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. And these companies, like I just like USD, like that joint venture or whatever, BlackRock, Susquehanna, well, those are going to be who's going to be the owners, okay, of said property, okay, that was once a part of the state of New York or the state of wherever you're in, okay, in the city of like Rochester, okay, which will not be the city of Rochester anymore, okay, it will be on a whole different faction, all right, outside of the United States. I believe that states will still be a state because that's how it usually goes. The states will turn into its nation, okay? Because the rest of the world, their perspective of the United States is they call it the states. They understand that each state is like a country because that's how they do it like in other countries. Mexico's the same way. People like thinks Mexico's, oh, Mexico. Well, no, it has the same thing. There's different areas. They're different, whatever they call them in those states, you know? There's different territories. Same thing in China. They got different areas, like counties, states, provinces, districts, they call them. So, I mean, it is what it is. You gotta, so if things are, people gotta realize if things are structured under those things, those structures no longer apply. All right. And that's when you better go start looking at what happened to other countries that collapsed. Well, there's an illusion of ownership in the United States. Okay. Other countries, no, you don't own shit. It's just what it is. It's not owned. There's going to be zero middle class here in the United States. It's either you're getting it or you're just basic. Working, surviving, living. That's not middle class. That's bottom class. They're going to pull homelessness out. Okay. That's a positive, but the homeless is going to be equal to you. You know, people think this is crazy. Like, no, that can't happen. No, you're running around with worthless fucking paper in your pocket. What are you talking about? It's happened before to other countries that had more people than the United States. That's another thing. Oh, they think it can't happen because they think the United States is so big and there's no, it's not. America is big by land. That's why they selling your ass to the AI data centers across the world. These same oligarchs that run TikTok that are running Donald Trump and the nation behind the scenes, okay, are the same ones that is selling that they can provide AI data centers to the global economy because some of these nations are small and they don't have the electrical infrastructure. You know, the shit they've been selling you, the go green shit for a long time. Oh, we need money for this. Oh, all of a sudden now it's quiet. All of a sudden now they're making gasoline engines again. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta wake the hell up, man. I'm just like, okay, fuck this. Nobody got, I don't, it is what it is. I had that mentality too. No, it's not going down like that. You're not gonna be next to your favorite truther, arm in arm with your AR-15 going up against tyranny. Like, what? They eliminate your ass without even coming out. Look what's going on now. You literally got Americans arguing ready to kill each other over government killing a citizen. Like, what? Like, that in itself is just tip my hat off. I would shake their hands like, yo, y'all, all bullshit aside, I don't like you, you don't like me, I don't like, the way you do things, but I gotta respect it. That's some gangster shit right there. Like, y'all kill a motherfucker and then have the motherfuckers that should be mad at you fighting each other. Now, that's some fucking power. That is some power. Like, you just off the bitch. I mean, yeah, that's just hypothetically. It could be fake, real. It doesn't matter at this point. You just off the motherfucker. And they fight each other. And they at each other's throat, ready to kill each other. Like, you ain't even got to do nothing. You just go do that shit again. You're like, shit, we sacrifice a bitch all the time. Let's do it again. Fuck it. They gonna fight. A minute. If we sacrifice enough, they'll start killing each other. Yeah, we could do that. Then we don't got to worry about nothing. We'll just come scoop it up, make new laws, and make more money. Hell, let's do it. Bump fists, and they go do it. You know, crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. I mean, think about it. Does this shit even sound far-fetched? I mean, am I just talking out of my ass? He was like, oh, you're just talking out your ass, Oh, you're just talking about bullshit all day, you know? I just come give it raw and rugged. People don't like it. Swing the sword. It is what it is. You could look outside your fucking window, which is your two eyes, and see that's exactly what the fuck is going on, you know? Can y'all still hear me? Literally look outside your door and see that exact thing is going on. I mean, does this shit sound crazy? Somebody in it, it's people that's like, it says, well, it jumps up and down. It says like 12 people. Okay, I'm streaming on 3 channels. One person, one person could, does this shit sound crazy to you? Am I talking out of my ass? They already showed us all the other platforms will censor us, and we already accepted it when they need to censor us. They did it with COVID. Oh yeah, they don't censor anymore. No, they already did it. They already got everything where they needed to be, and that's it. Now they got TikTok where it needs to be. Now they about to start running shit. You think you're gonna be sharing what's happening? No, you can't share it. That's AI's for. All right, AI's gonna detect it. No, we're not sharing that. Nope, it's not being shared. People gonna go run and try to scream at the horn. Yeah. Which platform you gonna run to? Now you in the darkness. Now you're in the halls of darkness. Now you're in the halls of darkness. Now something happened. Oh, there's these content creators that go out and try to get the news. Oh, you're gonna get what? You're gonna get the news. You think you're gonna stream it? Where are you gonna stream it to? Where it'll be blocked because there's a national emergency and we can only put out the information now because of disinformation. We want everybody to be formed. Man, they already got it in the bag, man. Come on, give it up. Stop it. Plan. So you know what? Fuck it. Plan. Say, all right, it's over. They need to just tell us, like, look, yeah, it's over. But when a comet is hurling to Earth, they're not going to tell you it's over. They trained us all. They got us trained, man. You know? They got us trained. Can y'all still hear me? Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Oh, you can hear us. All right. Bottom of the night. Yeah, man. This is wild, man. But yeah, I just want to make this video about TikTok and um about how that I don't know, he don't got a name. It's a channel called actually a dope ass channel. Oh shit, what is it called? Something radio. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Maybe maybe telling like it is, maybe dropping jewels. Like, it is what it is. Let's see what there's. He be dropping jewels, and he comes from a Eastern worldview, uh, like a Muslim, like Middle East. His perspective is from the Middle East, so he drops his perspective from there, which he be dropping jewels, hella jewels. What's the channel? Middle Nation. So yeah, man, it's like, it is what it is. I just wanted to make the video about this TikTok, how they just tell you they took it over and went to immediate censorship. Like, as soon as they took it over, or so-called took it over, they went to straight censorship. Straight sense. They didn't even they ain't even stop at the yellow light with no caution. They went right through the light. Boom. Right through the light. Straight into the goddamn, turn their algorithms on from Oracle. Went straight 0 to 100. Didn't even stop. So that right there in itself should alarm you. If you look at what they did to TikTok, you look what people are saying, well, you can't post political shit that goes against the grain. Nope. I looked at one of my videos that was political. That shit said it's not going to be pushed. People that follow you can see it, but we already know what that is, you know? So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But, yeah, I think that might be it pretty much for me for today. You know, I don't know, I might go a little bit longer, but I got to take care of some shit. Um, It is where we need to be looking at the other side now. I mean, I'm not a part of no truth or bullshit. And shout out to my brother Wise. I always gotta thank him from reaching his hand out, pulling me out of the depths of fucking darkness and hell, where I'm thinking is, something else. He reached his hand down like, come on, man, get your ass up here. And I always gotta send my thanks to that brother. And yeah. And gotta wake up, man. And he just sent me to a whole nother stratosphere. I might be waking him up now with some shit. I might be having him looking into some stuff now. And that's how it's supposed to be. One hand washes the other, one hand helps the other. One light, enlightens the other. You know, it is what it is. Let me put my disclaimer up here real quick. I gotta throw my disclaimer up here. Anybody get any fucking ideas? You know. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. Let me give me a disclaimer minute. All right. I gotta put this over here because there's some fucking stupid motherfuckers that are out here. Let me put it up. All right. So yeah. Shout out to everybody who tunes in or tunes in later. Ah. So, and again, I thought that my trajectory is talking about. I haven't gotten there yet, but talking about the other side. The solutions. Get ahead of the game. This place is over. All right, get over it. After you get over it, come back to the table and say, what can we do? Oh, I'm gonna prepare and I'm gonna have food, and I'm gonna have water, I'm gonna have shit. I mean, that's just like normal shit. That's like why even that's just like, okay, everybody has to, if you want to survive, you better have that. No, we gotta go beyond that. It's not gonna be a fucking apocalypse, and it's not gonna be like, the whole world ending. United States, it might be like that, feel like that, look like that. That's why I said, gotta look at the writing on the wall. What do you want to do? Do you want to go through it, or do you want to be on the outside looking into it? You know, do you want to wait until they have this digital ID to where now your whole ass motherfucking biosphere gonna be questioned? Oh, well, he doesn't got the vaccine. Oh, well, he doesn't have this, doesn't have that. He posts on social media. Oh, yeah, we don't want him in our country. Because you're going to be, I told y'all, the United States is going to be, just look at how United States set it up. Look at back when they went to wars. You think you was Japanese, you was coming over here, Vietnam War. You think if you was in Vietnam War, Vietnam, you was coming over this motherfucker back then? No. Y'all got to understand, they already done did this before. They know what they're doing. You know? They know what they're doing. If you're from a country where they're at war or there's turmoils, you ain't coming. You know? Got to look at history. Motherfuckers don't know history. You know? You don't know history, true history, not the shit you learned in school. You should have been doing your research. All these years we've been gobbledygooking and fucking around. Learn the history. Learn what they did here. Learn about Spanish history. That's a topic that most people don't even touch on because that's what created and brought in the United States. Because remember, they conquered the South first. Spanish rule, okay? Spain was the global power, okay, for a very long fucking time. All right? I think it was like 300 years, okay? So if you learn that history, you got to get in, start digging in and diving into South America, learn a little Spanish and shit, understand. And, we got translators, so we ain't got to learn shit. The translator could translate all that shit for you. And then you start to say, God damn, you know, because Spanish people ain't Spanish. I tell them all the time, like, y'all speak Spanish, but y'all not Spanish. That's not your heritage. You're not from fucking Spain. Are they doing rice and beans and shit and tortillas and all that other shit over there in fucking Spain? No, they not. Totally different. So what happened? What'd they do to y'all? Come on, man. We gotta just look at the writing on the wall. African. You can't be African American because ain't no people in Africa looking for their long lost fucking relatives over in the United States. Ain't even heard of. They don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Makes zero sense whatsoever because the native color we already know here was jet black. Okay? Just like it was all across the world, you know? South America, dark as hell. Go look at the natives, the Aboriginal and indigenous people all through the South, from Mexico down to Nicaragua, Brazil, Peru, all that shit. Jet black, black as can be. Arawaks, Tainos, the islands, all that shit. Black, Caribbean islands, black, Haiti, black. You think they brought all those fucking people over to Haiti, Dominican Republic? No, they was there. That's their shit, you know? Bahamas. And come on, man. So, hey, learn the history, know this place got to go, and just know that when it goes, the truth gonna come out. You ain't never had anything, you know? And so who's gonna be the ones to bail you out? These billionaires and trillionaires. These billionaires are gonna become trillionaires and beyond, okay? And they're gonna be the ones, like they always been during recesses, to get the countries back. They're going to say, okay, well, UBI, we're going to give everybody, $80,000 a year, $50,000 a year. We'll give them the checks until we get the economy back going. You could branch off and to do this, da da da. But everything's going to be controlled by the corporations. However they decide to fucking do it. Okay, better go look at how they do it in other countries. Okay, China for one. All right, so you know, just is what it is, man. You ain't gonna stop it. So you got to find the other loves in life, and that other love in life comes to each other. If we actually turn to love each other, no matter what they did, it couldn't even bother us. We wouldn't even care. Okay, but what they have done was materialized the American mind. Okay, you got to have all this to be that. Okay, and at the end of the day, the only thing that is important is the family. When you look at it all, whether you're in a box in the motherfucking hood, in the barbecue, in a projects, or you in a mansion on 100 acres, that same feeling is gonna be there. You know, if we brought human element back in, it don't matter what the fuck they did, they couldn't do nothing because we got each other, and it ain't got. It's just morally and just love. If we had that, it wouldn't matter what they did. Say, fuck it, man. I mean, we're good. What if people woke up to that and said, you know what, government, man, you guys, want to quit the sit, whatever you guys want to do, let's lobby for it. Collapse a bit. Let's lobby. Motherfucker, imagine Americans start. I'm just hypothetically speaking now. What if Americans start saying, lobbying to collapse the motherfucker? Like we want to join the BRICS. We want a new system. Let's lobby for it. Them motherfuckers be like, we got a real serious problem here, Mr. Trump. Yeah, the motherfuckers done woke up. Now they want us to do what we're doing. How do we do it? You know? So I'm just saying, man, we gotta look at what's what and say, you know, it's like if you got and it's like this, if you're working at a job, right? Before I get up off here. It's like if you're working at a job and shit, your job's like, oh, we're selling the business and you gotta find another job. Well, you gotta start looking for another motherfucking job. That's all this is. United States is over. You got to start looking for another job. Now, what I would personally want to do was we want to relocate. Because the reason why I would want to relocate is because of U.S. citizens. Y'all look around this motherfucker. Do you want to be around when this shit is done? I don't even want to be around right now when the shit ain't done, let alone be done or almost done or the trajectory they keep going. Why? I mean, look around, they keep fucking with people, and now everywhere you go, everybody's thinking the same. Look at all this shit, If you disagree with somebody, you're a left or a right. That's it. That's all people know. Oh, you're a Trumper. Oh, you're one of you must be a Biden liberal fucking soy boy, leftist, Think about it, man. You know? So this is all it's all that's happening, man. It's all they doing, man. And we gotta really G real and coming after their voices, but Trump getting exposed left or right, and but that's all part of the show because what I eventually think that's gonna happen is this is what I be telling these Trump supporters. Like, look, you're the target. A global economy means all races, all people, all creeds. They got to sell it as good. It ain't so they're not fucking getting rid of immigrants. They're not getting rid of illegals. They're not doing none of that shit. Okay, that's just for now for the agenda. They not doing none of that. You got to go around the United States. Motherfuckers don't even leave their living room and don't know if you go to New York City, if you go to Florida. You ain't even gonna see you stop. You like, where all the Americans at? That's where you start to say everybody's. foreign. Definitely in Florida, everywhere you go, it's all Spanish. All Spanish everywhere, man. New York City is everybody in New York City. You know, you got parts in you got Flushing, Queens, which is literally China. Everything there is China. It's literally they cater to Chinese and Asian cultures, and it's bigger than Manhattan. It's more pop. It's the most. It's the second most busiest place in New York City besides Times Square. Go to Flushing, Queens. It'll blow your mind. You feel like you left the country. You know, that's what, in Texas. Same thing. Spanish everywhere. All right. People don't leave their room. So why would they be trying to like people like, oh, it's race. They want a white, no, it's just shut the fuck up with that stupid shit. Shut your dumb ass up. They're targeting your ass. You're the one they're going after. They need to eliminate your ass, get you out the way because you're going to be a problem for a global economy because you got the race bullshit. All right. That's what these motherfuckers don't understand. They targeting you. They want you. You're the target, you know? So the whole Trump thing, Trump is going to go out. Okay. Well, however he goes out, he's going out and going down. Okay. Somebody's got to take the down. So the people that take him down could be looked at as a hero. Okay. And on all that he has entailed with him, that's why I told him, I've been saying this shit back when Obama was in. Whoa, shit, Trump is here to take us out. He's going to be the one that, you know, that the truther or somebody would follow and like and shit like that. American, yeah, save America. You know? No, if they're ending America, it would be the opposite. Everything that you see Trump doing is the opposite to end America. But his followers are so fucking brainwashed, they think he's the god of America bringing it back. Boom. So that's who they're targeting. You know, so that will let me know that they're going to take him out. He's not going to be the savior. Okay. He can't be the savior because more people hate him than you could imagine. You look at the internet, you think, oh my God, a lot of people like him. But when you're out in your everyday life, motherfuckers don't like Donald Trump, except for them fucking pickup truck corn huskers. They love Trump. The older groups, they love Trump. But the average person, the average middle class person, they ain't like no fucking Donald Trump. Trump, the rich people like Trump, okay? And the upper middle class people like Trump. Well, ironically, they're trying to eliminate rich people and the upper middle class people, okay? That's who you got to look at the demographics. That's who they're trying to eliminate. Either you're in million dollars, $10 million, $20 million. That ain't rich. Okay. In their world, that is not, you got to go. Elon Musk said we got to get rid of all basically non-essential millionaires. Okay. And he said, and billionaires. He said they don't contribute to the global like structure. Elon Musk said this shit. We got to eliminate that. He called them useless. They're useless. I forgot what he used. And they didn't say eaters. He's like, they're useless. They either got rich through this or through that, but it's useless. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on, man. So it's going to be rich or you down here. That's how it is across the world. You either, boom, you got it. You're connected. And most of those people end up in government positions, and then if you're wealthy, you're rich. You got it. But either that, you're just, boom, an everyday worker that's just working. Boom, work, go home, enjoy your family a little bit, work, go home. You're just a worker bee. That's it. It's not going to be no middle class. That's a part of that kind of world structure. You can't have a middle class. And you know how they could pull that off? Because if you look at how they're formulating this BRICS nations, right? They're going to create a middle class moving. Basically, most of the world is not developed. It just is not developed. So this new global structure and global economy for the next 100 years is going to be something that change. It's a whole new world, right? It's a new world order, but not what we've been taught. Okay. It's a new world. So all these places you see, they're being built up. The people are prospering. All right. That's going to be there for the next 100 years till they got to reset it again. So you're not going to have a middle class, but you'll have people that were broke, fucking poor, nothing, now making it up, making the money, making it up. So that creates a moving middle class infrastructure, okay? On the up and up. They're open more. China's going to open up, all right? However it goes down, they war with China, eliminate Xi Jinping, or whatever the hell happens with that president. He has a change of heart or whatever, or he opens it up for the go. China will open up for the global economy because that's the center hub. So they're going to open up, meaning they're opening up their people to the world. Okay, that's how that's going to go. That's going to be like the Mecca, all right, of everything. Okay. And from there, you're going to move it over to Russia. That's one big landmass. All that shit. Africa. Y'all better look at this BRICS and this Belt and Road. All right. What they got going on, because that's going to prosper. All right. Now here, it's got to go through its transition. It ain't going to prosper. You can't. You cannot. This is just the part that has got to break apart. All right. That's why you see that formulation. Greenland, Canada. That Greenland shit, just some bullshit. Okay. It's not that the North Rome and they're formulating this and da 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 da. No, man, they're going to be the saviors of what's left. So Trump is working on the outs. Trump and his oligarchs, right, are working on the outside. So they're formulating themselves and lining themselves up with the global economy. And then when this bitch crashes, them same people are going to be the one to cash in on it. And then they get to rebuild this new infrastructure over here and make it all. Okay? That's how it goes. The turnaround. All right. It's like a failing business. You go in, okay, that business is failing. All right, we're going to buy it, reconstruct it all. Boom. It's going to be, tough for some people, but we're going to reconstruct it all and we're going to get it back on, but under our terms because this can't fuck with that. You see how see how we're going to work? This can't fuck with that. That's why some states are already aligning themselves with the BRICS. And I see that through Texas. I see that through Florida and New York state, okay? Ironically, the most states they talk about. And of course, California is already its own country. If y'all ain't been paying attention, California is already its own country, okay? It's been not part of the United States if y'all been paying attention, you know? That shit been not the United States. I don't care what nobody says. That California ain't the United States, okay? And that's how they operate that shit. Same thing as New York City. New York City is Amsterdam. That shit comes that's old. That comes from the charter companies. That's why New York City's jurisdiction is different from New York State, but it's a state charter in New York State. All the laws are different. Everything is different from the state of New York. All right. A lot of people don't know that, and that's the capital of the United States. All right, and actually the capital of the world economy. That's why you had the World Trade Center there. That's why you had the United Nations there. That's why all the global headquarters was there. It's just like Hong Kong or Japan, Tokyo, stuff like that. A lot of people don't know how this system even works, and just saying shit. You know, I'm not saying shit. Anybody can go look this shit up. You know, so. Yeah, man. And if you look at how they're doing New York City, they're structuring it to that world economy, right? They're trying to push out all the rich people, right? That aren't billionaires, you know? So they're eliminating the middle class. It's crazy. But if you see the bottom class, they're actually moving forward, coming up. The neighborhoods, some of the neighborhoods that I went to when I was young that were destroyed. I would go like Jamaica, Queens was all fucked up. Now that shit is being it's like a mixture of, there's like a lot of Indians there now. It used to be straight black. Like that's like in the 90s, it was all black, Jamaicans, everything. It's still Jamaicans over there, but now you got Arabs, you got Indians, You know, they taking over that whole shit. It was another area I went into. It was all Indian. I'm like, damn, I've been here. I remember coming here when I was young. It was a black neighborhood. I don't know. I was like, where the hell they did with all the niggas? You know, like what the hell? And that's dirty how they did do black folks, man. Us black folks, they do us wrong, man. Very wrong. And you could see that in New York City. You know, that's how Flushing, Queens was. Flushing, Queens used to be black. Now it's China. I'm like, damn. You know? So it's pretty wild, man. So yeah. But that's all about all for me. And like I said, that's my if I make a video, you know, it might be about shit that's going on, but it's always gonna tie back into what we need to be looking at, what we need to be going into. And I've been saying it. Y'all better go study the bricks, the Belt and Road, not just learn what it is, learn at what's going on, learn so you can roll your ass into that, you know, because if it's here, it's gone. You got to know. And if you know how the United States is structured, there is no ownership. Okay. You don't own anything. All right. And when the dollar's gone, you're gone. You don't have anything but wherever you're at that they said had value that they're going to take. These corporations are going to take it over. All right. It's going to be dissolved to them by design. When the bank collapses, what do you think? The bank collapses. What do you think happens to the bank? It's got to go somewhere. Stupid motherfucker. It's got to go somewhere. So when you know the when these corporations come in and say be these saviors, oh, you know, we can do this, we can help out with this, we can do help out in that. Now guess who the owners become? It is what it is. You know, you could only own the structure on the land. That's it. That's all you can do. It's simple. It's all you can do, man. And if you don't think they will take the property, go look at how other countries have dissolved. You know, just go look at it. Go look at it. Hold on a second. So yeah, is anybody still there? Let me know. So let me give you an example, right? So now in Russia, all right, Russia, 1991, when the USSR collapsed, the property went to political insiders, oligarchs, and anyone who could privatize state assets. Okay. And it says entire industries were taken for pennies. This is one of the biggest property transfers in history. And now go look at Russia nowadays, or these countries. Some of them, they blatantly tell their citizens, you ain't owning no property. They can't own property. So just think about that. All right. Now, in Zimbabwe, 2000s, hyperinflation, money became like toilet paper. All right. The property went to military elites, political loyalists, government seizure. Farmers lost land regardless of ownership documents. Forced force replace law. Now, if you think, this is what I tell people, think I be bullshit when I be saying this shit. Like, y'all gotta lose this fucking illusion. I don't know how hard it is to lose illusion. And I get it, because I talk to people in fucked up relationships and they can't walk away. And they keep having problems, stress, and all this shit. Keep going back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, look, I know it's tough, but I'm a prime example. Fucking go. Never look back. All right? That's it. Now, now we're going to go to Venezuela, 2014 and present. Currency collapse. Property still legally owned, but property taxes becoming impossible to pay. Squatters are taking homes. Courts stop protecting ownership. Property belongs to anyone who could defend it. That's right now, Venezuela. Okay? Right now, Venezuela. So you think about what they have done, what is these oligarchs that is Trump's friends, and you'll clearly see what they're doing. Okay? I'm just telling you, man. This is wild stuff, man. And we can go even farther back, right? And it says, the moment let's go, okay, when money is devalued and becomes worthless, it goes to the state, the military, banks, foreign occupiers, or whoever can physically hold it. Now, who gonna hold is mine? You're not gonna come take it. That's when the guns might have to come out. For people who gonna try to hold that line when they just fuck it. We go. All right, there. We're at the house. They're armed. I mean, we could annihilate them, but Jimmy, push the button. Get that unmanned drone over in that area and just carpet bomb the whole area. We'll clean it up later, because people think currency is wealth, and history shows that land, okay, food, tools, water, energy, and shelter are wealth. You got to survive this shit, you know? And, that goes into the money. I mean, money is technically just a permission slip, That's it. Because when it fails, ain't no more position, you know? And you already know. When the motherfucking collapse happens, the poor loses first, right? The middle class is gone. That's the second thing. And the wealthy convert early into assets to survive it. And that's what they've done. Everything that you've seen these billionaires do, they have lined it up already for a collapse. I saw that years ago. I'm like, damn, all the shit, everybody, conspiracy theorists, BlackRock, yeah, they're buying up everything. They're doing this, they're doing that. Well, it's collapsing. It's over. They're all corporations right now are buying up all the property. That's why you can't find housing. That's why it went up so much, because they're buying it all. And it just is what it is. You know, it is. But that's not, oh, I got $50 million. I'm gonna buy a property and I'll survive it. Yeah, what are you talking? Their money is not real. These people are buying it because they have this shit backed up by something other than a fucking dollar. And that's what I tell people, and they don't understand it. I said, you gotta understand banking, assets, all that shit. That's why it says the wealthy convert it into an asset to survive. They don't go, I gotta go out and buy all this property. There's people that been panicking for years. They've been going up buying all these properties. All right. But they don't realize they're buying it with fucking dollars. Like what? They're going to the bank, getting a loan, or they have money left from relatives or whatever the fuck they have. Who knows? Wherever they got it from. All right. And they go buy up all these properties. Well, you realize you're giving it to them. You're literally giving it to them. You're securing it because people don't know what they even are. You're not getting the title to the land. Okay, you're not getting the title to the land. You're getting the deed to the house. And they'll be like, no, I bought land too. I went out there and bought land. Yeah, look at your fucking land. It specifically breaks down you don't own the fucking land. Okay? So what you're doing is you're securing it for them because you bought it with their debt. Okay? You how can money be worthless? Oh, it's backed by oil. It's worth something. How could I go buy stuff? Debt. It's debt. So you go buy, I don't give a damn how much you buy, $50 million, you buy all property. You just secured it so they can take it later. That's it. That's not how asset works. Okay? That's what I said. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. You should have took that and go to some other place and do all that. Not here. History tells you it don't fare out well. And you could even go back to Rome, right? Rome, the collapse of ancient Rome. All right. They had currency, became unreliable. They started trading. All right. Whoever controlled the land controlled the power. That's how it always been. And he said the property went to the local warlords, military leaders, or church authorities. Right. And it was if you could defend it, you owned it. Ain't nobody got no shit to defend nothing to own it. And your little AR-15 is not going to stop them from taking what is going to be theirs anyway. All right. So that just is what it is, man. And people got to face this and understand and look at the writing on the wall. Look at who's been buying all the properties. Look at how they've been doing it. All right. They don't buy it. They control it through assets. That's it. That's how they do it. It's simple. That's why they're billionaires and goddamn trillionaires. All right. So yeah, that's all I got, man. I was about to wind it off up down here. But in case ain't nobody hear it, I'm just gonna leave it on this as the outro. And people gotta just face it, man, and just accept it and be happy about it. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do. But much love to y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
I mean, you're talking about release the list, right? The Epstein list, release the files and so on. Why? Why? You already know a huge number of people who were associated with Epstein. Clinton, Dershowitz, Chomsky, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. So what? What have you done about it? Nothing. What have you done? So why would any more names make a difference if you got more names? What's the difference? It's just more people that you won't do anything about, more crimes that you won't do anything about. You just keep asking for the files, actually, as a way to justify or to rationalize you not doing anything. Like, if only we had the files, we'd take action. Too bad they won't release the files, otherwise we would go completely ballistic. No one believes you. You're not fooling anyone. It's like those old cartoons, right, where they draw a line on the floor and tell their enemy, if you cross this line, you'll be sorry. And it keeps getting crossed. He just steps right over it, and then you just keep drawing a new line. This is you. This is the American people right now. I mean, look at all of the hideous things that have come out in the last several months or the last couple of years about the elite. During the Diddy trial, for example, all the testimonies, all the trafficked women, and then what? All the testimonies around Epstein, and then what? Now you have this Sasha, what's his name? Sasha Ryan, talking about all the terrible things that's supposed to have happened to him. Nothing happened. ICE raids, nothing happened. ICE murders, nothing happens. You've got lynchings, nothing happens. ICE murdering people literally in the street, nothing happens. Why on earth would they be afraid to release the Epstein files when you have given them every possible assurance that you will reliably not do anything whatsoever? You've shown that, you've proven that time and time again, except maybe you'll go on the internet and send a vague SOS to the rest of the world about all the bad things that are happening over there. You've got tens of thousands of kids being abducted in your country and trafficked every year in your country. Tens of thousands of kids, one of the highest rates in the world. Meanwhile, supposedly you've got cameras everywhere. Supposedly your phones are watching and listening to everything, listening to you. They know what you're looking at. They know they know where you are. They know what you're thinking and so on, just to send you ads and whatnot. But meanwhile, children keep disappearing without a trace. What are you doing about it? You've got all these guns. You've got all this bravado. I'm telling you, they're going to end up, ICE is going to have to end up having some of their officers take off their masks and start posing as their own opposition groups just to make it look like you people are actually responding to anything. Wallahi, you're comatose. You're absolutely comatose. This is what I mean. No moral grounding, no real moral framework, no real moral structure. You don't know what morality is supposed to look like in practice, because in practice, doing nothing against oppression and against injustice, doing nothing is approval. When you talk about practical morality.